Hi all, welcome to my first manelite.com draft. Opened a pretty stacked pack. It's got the best infect common, the nuts red uncommon, and the even more nuts mythic that goes in pretty much every deck. I think this is actually the first time I've ever opened Wormcoil Engine in draft. I've done quite a few drafts, but obviously there's no reason not to take it here. We can assume the next card to be taken will be Scrap Melter, so try and steer clear of red if possible, but otherwise we'll just take the engine and go from there. And we've gone from absolutely stacked pack to reasonably empty pack. The only real options are, I guess, Skyle School and Silver Replica. I'm not one of the super mere fans that takes them mega early, although I do like the control decks in which they're good. But I'll just enlarge them. I got asked in a recent draft to enlarge cards I'm talking about, just in case people don't know what they do. I think I'm going to take... I just prefer blue to green, basically, so I'm going to take the Skyle School here. It doesn't really make a huge difference either way. It just depends on which you prefer. I mean, Silver Replica's a better card overall, but I just prefer blue to green. So yeah, I'll take that. Oh yeah, also, the new set is not out online yet, so apologies for that. There's not much I can do about it. I could draft Masters Edition 4, but that's fairly boring, and no one really cares about that. Like, assuming people in real life are watching, they wouldn't care about Masters Edition, and assuming online people are watching, then they still care about this format for a couple of weeks until the new set comes out. So after all that, I'm going to take Duckslip Drake because it's just the best card in the pack. It's not really that close. Soliton's worth noting. It probably won't table, but it might. That pack had a couple of playables in it, but it's always worth bearing in mind the Soliton combos when drafting, just because Arbalest plus Soliton does win the game. This pack is pretty empty, and although I don't really like Argentum Armor, I might as well take it here. I'm not going to play any of these other cards. I really don't like Memnite. The 0 mana doesn't justify playing a 1-1. Like, it's basically a 1-1 for 1 because you're not going to play any other 1-drops anyway. And yeah, I'll just take that. Panic Spell as well. Like, it's not really worth taking at this point when I don't know if I'll be in red. Even though it is better than Argentum Armor. So now that I'm kind of looking to draft the control deck with the 6-drops, I can... Magic Online's frozen. So yeah, I'll carry on finish my sentence. Now that I am drafting the control deck with 6-drops, I can take Mir higher than I normally would. And Magic Online's back. This pack seems really familiar. I feel like I've seen this pack before. I don't have much time left because Magic Online froze. I'm going to take the Iron Mir because, like I just said, I'm now happy to take Mir, and we might go red, and there are a lot of options I would have liked in that pack. I would have liked the Sea Strider, I would have liked Soliton, I would have liked... I can't remember what else there was. But anyway, there were 4 cards that I could have taken and talked about if I had more time. I'm going to take Turn to Slag here, which is the best card in the pack. Although Necrogen Scudder's pretty good as well. But I like red. I prefer red-blue to blue-black because red kind of gives you more options. Like, blue and black are both kind of good at the same stuff. Like, getting to the late game, red can... like, it has Turn to Slag, it has artifact removal, so it gives you more options in terms of what you can kill. And here we have a whole load of nothing. Bonds of Quicksilver is removal, but really bad removal. I'd be upset if I was playing those main deck. And so, I guess I'll just take the Saberclaw Golem, which is fine. The problem with the red-blue deck is you always end up with loads of 5-drops though, but there's really not much else I'd be taking here. Screeching Silkall comes around late. I can pick those up if I really want to, and I don't really want to, so... I quite like counterspells, so I'll take that. On-colour Spellbomb, pretty good. I'll play literally none of these, so I guess I'll take the rare. And Sea Strider came back. Oh hey, I really like Sea Strider, especially in this kind of deck where all you want to do is defend. Because obviously the flyers and the bombs will take it home eventually. Yeah, this is actually my second attempt at drafting a draft for Mana Leak because the first one, blue screen, during round 2, my computer just completely it basically just exploded and wouldn't reload my user profile, lost all the drafts. I don't know what happened, but I think I might need a new computer soon. Yeah, and I like Sea Strider, as mentioned. I'll happily run 3 or 4 in a deck. So yeah, my computer basically is in need of replacement, I think. Although it seemed to be running fine before, like it wasn't lagging or anything. It just exploded during the draft, which I've never experienced before during a draft. And you shouldn't take this as a sign of what I normally open, but Worm Coil and then Koth is, yeah, not bad. It's a shame because there's a turn to slag, I wouldn't mind, but yeah, I'll take the $20. And well, it's also a bomb. The fact that, I mean, it doesn't go well with plated Sea Striders and stuff, but I mean, I will play it if I'm in red. Actually, I suppose it kind of does go well with Sea Striders because they defend it. And a couple of options here, a much more interesting pick than last one. Silvermere, Rustic are both kind of doing what this deck wants to do, like they defend, well, this accelerates into the bombs, and this defends until I play my bombs, so they kind of have the same effect. I think because I'm in red, I probably will have ways of dealing with artifacts, although I won't get much red this pack because I passed that scrap melter, but I don't know, actually, no, I'm not a huge fan of Mir. Like I said, I've got 2 Sea Striders as well, so I'm not in a huge rush to play 2 drops. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Rustic. He's generally solid, 1-3 blocks a lot of guys. And having just said I won't get any artifact removal, there's a Shatter. So yeah, I'll take that. It's better than Perilous Mir. I don't really like Perilous Mir that much. Like, he's all awkward to attack into, but then that's the whole point of this deck, so I don't really need his effect. That's a very late arrest. Obviously can't really take it because we're in blue-red. We're not really going to change. We've got Koth and a bunch of blue cards. Well, Koth, Turn, Slag and Shatter are all good reasons to stay red. Having said that, though, I might just take the arrest anyway. I mean, it deals with our Worm Coil, and it's just a generally solid card, so if we take it off the white deck, like, I don't really need a 3rd Sea Strider, probably won't play the Galvanizer, and then there aren't really any other options in the pack for me, so yeah, I'll just take the arrest. And yeah, Iron Mirror is, again, just generally decent. I think it's better than Clone Shell at this point, because like I said, you always pick up a lot of 5 drops with this deck, whereas the Mirror don't come around as freely. And this guy is pretty good as well. He does everything this deck wants to do. He defends and he gives you outs to stuff you might not normally have outs to, especially when teamed with Stoat Rebuttal. He's basically Disperse but better, so I'll take him. And not a whole lot here. I guess Bladed Pinions could be the only card that annoys me out of these. I don't really want to play Golden Urn, I'm really not a fan of that. And I suppose Alpha Tyrannax could be annoying. I wouldn't play Darksteel Mir because I've got a bunch of defensive guys already. Yeah, I'll take the Tyrannax. Because I have flying blockers, or I should have more flying blockers by the end of the next pack, so this card could be something people are looking for. It has basically the same effect as Silkor, and like it trades with Plague Stinger basically. Silkor kind of trades with it in that once it's blocked it doesn't have any power left. There's a Silvermere that I considered the first time round. Don't really have enough artifacts to warrant taking Lumiga Drake, so yeah, I'll just take the 3rd Mir. Now I've got enough Mir to sort me for the draft, so I don't need to take them highly anymore, and I get Silkor anyway, like I said, because they come around really late. Definitely not losing ground races. Probably won't play all 4 Sea Striders. It's good that I have the 3 Mir and the 4 Sea Strider now, because now I can just take cards based on their power rather than based on what my deck needs. Because obviously when you're drafting you want to draft a deck, not cards. But now I've kind of drafted the deck already, so I can start drafting cards. Sunblast Angel. I'm good at opening bombs today. And I'm actually tempted to take it. Like, there's really not much else in this pack that I would want. There's the Mirror and the Sea Strider, of which I have a bunch already. Trigon I thought I would play, but it might actually table, because people just don't like that card. and then there's nothing else in the pack. So yeah, I mean, there's disperse as well, but I have a replica, and disperse will table. Like, one of these should table, I think. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the bomb out of the draft. So that's an arrest and a sunblast I've managed to remove. Oh, and there's a volition range. Yeah, I prefer volition range to Straticide. Straticide can be a bit clunky, whereas volition range is usually fairly good, now that the format's slowed down a bit. Because people used to try and draft the aggressive deck loads, but people are happier to slow down their strategies now, and so volition range is not as bad as it used to be. Because it used to just kind of take a plague stinger and then not much else, but it is a lot better nowadays that people are more likely to be running out 4 and 5 drops freely. And not sure, like, I prefer replica to berserkers, but with 3 mirror I kind of want 4 drops just to make sure that I curve out well. Having said that, replica is probably just better. He does roughly the same thing. This would be more of a defender than an attacker in my deck, and I don't really like Necropede and non-effect, so yeah, I'll just take the replica. And another turn to slag is a welcome addition to the deck. I do really like turn to slag, especially when you have mirrors and defenders where you can kind of assume you will get to 5 mana before you're too far behind. Not a whole lot here. We have 22 playables at the moment, and 22 is probably fine. I suppose we'll need one more playable, but we'll probably get that over the next couple of picks, so I'm just going to hate this Slice and Twain, I think. Just because I'd rather have this than a Saber Claw Golem that I might not play. As in, I'd rather take this out of the draft. And don't really like Hellion. I've already got 3 6-drops. Probably won't play this, but I might do. A 2/2 flyer is never terrible anyway. Yeah, Sky School is the kind of card I love, so there's my 23rd playable. And now, no more 5-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we have 10 artifacts. That's not enough for Kurtark. Liquid Metal Coating, got no combos with that. We've got Shatter and that's it. So the choice is really Bonds of Quicksilver or Culling Dace. I mean, Culling Dace could be good with all those Sea Striders because they might turn out useless. But I don't really have any Proliferate outside of that Throwing Bird that I won't play. So I think, like, the Culling Dace could annoy me. No, I'll just take the Bonds. It's never bad to have more options than you need. I really don't need another Sea Strider, so I'll just take the Fairyville in case someone's drafting that combo deck. And nothing to proliferate on, so I guess this is a card I'd rather not play against. I get another Bonds, but I mean, I'm not going to play 2, that's for sure, and Dispense Justice is a reasonable card. And we got another Bonds anyway. Get building. The deck's going to build itself really because we only got 23, 24 kind of good playables. I'll play 3 of my Sea Striders, I think. Just because I don't want 4 basically against the flying deck. Not that there are many, but against the flying deck they're just useless. So this is 22 cards. And then I guess we can decide on Bonds of Quicksilver. Just as an out to anything. Like with all our late game power, with the Sky Schools, the 6-drops, we're fine to play any form of removal we can get. I think it's better than a 2/2 flying. And they have pretty much the same effect. This is likely to... Where is it? This guy is likely to trade with a 2/2 flyer. This is likely to take a bit of damage and then lock it out anyway. So, yeah, it's roughly the same effect, if not better. Because this can, obviously, lock down larger flyers as well. It's unlikely I'll want to remove a blocker anyway, because my deck's fine to not attack them for a while. Yeah, and I'll just add lands to this and submit. I'm playing 17 land even though it's a top end control deck, just because I have the 3 Iron Mirror and the Flight Spellbomb. No, sorry, 2 Iron Mace, Silver Mace, and a Flight Spellbomb. So I shouldn't get mana screwed too often. It says 5 mountain, but I want more than that, even with the Iron Mage, just because of Koth and stuff. Koth and turn to Slagger or double. I think 10 islands is enough to be able to play Plated Sea Striders consistently. Although, no, I'll make it 11-6. That gives me 8 red sources, which should be fine. And then, yeah, that guarantees I play these Sea Striders and the Volition Rains. So, 11-6, submit, see you for round 1.